It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, huh? Snow. Yeah, well, it's not every day I make a video just in a shirt out in the snow. But it's every day I sort of make a video in my head about what I'm thinking about anyway. Today, I'm thinking about Star Wars. Release day. The day of reckoning. Well, actually, I know quite a bit about the movie Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. And I will tell you, you will be surprised by a lot of the things that happen in this movie. Okay, for one, you have... Spoiler alert, by the way. I forgot to get to that. You have Rey, this character that we've known for 7 and 8. And now she has more power than ever. Well, the first thing that I find myself pondering is, why does Leia train Rey? Yes, I have my criticisms of this movie. Everyone does. Why does Leia train Rey? Why, Disney? Why? So we know that Rise of Skywalker is produced by Disney, directed by J.J. Abrams, and people give Abrams a lot of credit, and they give him a lot of crap for the movie also. And that's fine. I like J.J. J.J.'s a nice guy. What we don't understand as fans, we oftentimes sit here, watch the movies, mindlessly watching the movies. They're paid and under contract by Disney. So even if they wanted to make a movie a certain way, the people all stuffed up crossing their arms are going to give them limited liability for the movies. So they set up parameters saying you can do this or you cannot do this, or whatever. But I'm thinking that Disney cut out a lot of the scenes that were, supposedly talked about and spoiled beforehand, about Anakin supposedly being in the film. Excuse me, I burped. And he wasn't it. There was no trace, really, of him, except I believe in the beginning, when Sidious was talking to Kylo Ren. Pretty much what happens is Kylo, in the beginning of the movie, finds Sidious. It's just right off in the beginning. Boom, boom, boom. Snap, snap, snap. I can't snap right now. It's cold out here. But that happened in the beginning of the movie, and I was just like, that's a weird way to start a movie. You just jump right into it. I mean, that's fine. You want to jump right into it. And I think they were getting over the whole we need to please the fans thing, and they were trying to do that. Disney always tries to please their fans, and that's a big problem about Star Wars, is that fans are always trying to persuade, these big ass companies to do it one way or another via the internet. They'll post things, they should do this, they should do that. And then they'll tease you with a spoiler. This is what... And you know what I think? I think it's a big money grab. Whenever someone leaks something from Star Wars, they're in close, quarters with the creators of the movie, and they somehow found a document or a picture or, storyboard art or whatever else, and they posted it online. I think they do that to literally not only spoil the movie, but also get people to go see it because, all of a sudden Anakin's going to be in the movie, or Ahsoka Tano is going to be in the movie. I didn't recognize the part where Ahsoka was in the movie. I think she might have been, or at least her voice. I'm not 100% sure. I can tell you the leaks online are probably 8 out of 10 of them are true. I don't know all of them that aren't true. But the ones that are a lot to do with the power of Rey, how powerful she is. And she uses the Sith lightning in the movie, which I think is pretty badass to see someone from the dark and from like the light use both the powers. You know, Yoda was able to encase the Sith lightning in his hand and then revert it to Dooku. I think people forget about Yoda using the Sith lightning also. But in this way that Rey uses it, it's a little bit different than that. You know, it's like she's actually using the Sith lightning. You know, Hux was a spy. The leak of Hux being a spy, was already out. I already figured that one to be true. It sounded true when it came out, and it was not surprising. It was not overwhelming. Yeah, it was not overwhelming. We do not find out why Rey's parents were the way they were. We did not find out that particular element. I'm sure the book or whatever that comes out will kind of explain that in further detail. And I'm sure canonical stories will be released soon about the story after Rey and the story after Ben. And that's another story. Reylo comes true. Reylo comes true in this movie. Reylo comes through in this movie, and I'm not surprised by it. I'm not taken aback by it, you know, and I'm not surprised by it. It's another one of those fan outcry things that are like, oh, we want this to happen. Or maybe they felt that way because the movies were actually portrayed and the fans were just actually right. That was the actual thing between them. Or, you know, at first I thought fans were just joking or just not seeing that right, but it's whatever. And when it's all wrapped and said and done, it won't be under a Christmas tree. But it'll be a box that anyone can access anytime. And when you go back to revisit, and when I go back to revisit this movie and see Reylo again, I probably will want to fast forward it. But that's just me. There was the Ewoks. There was the C-3PO thing where they hack his memory, you know. But I know they don't hack his memory. There's more to it than that. But it's whatever, you know. There's no two guys hanging out, so it's whatever. The Poe Dameron gay theories are out the window. Turns out there's just two girls kissing in that movie. So that's the end of the Poe theories. Finn, not much for him. Anyway, I'm a Star Wars fan. And I can't give the movie so much shit because it's so backwards and wrong and not even a Star Wars movie, blah, blah, blah. And I could sit here and complain and rate the movie a 1 out of 10. But because I'm a nerd who appreciates the lack thereof of an intelligent story. You know, it doesn't really matter to me. These were some of the things that everyone's picking up, you know, on the movie. Everyone's coming to agreement with it. I'm glad the BB-8 saga is over and on that. The only reason why I bring that part up is because what if they make more movies and some of these characters return and they try to repeat the same money-grabbing techniques that they did with this movie? You know, I will not probably go see the next 3 Star Wars movie in the same lens as I did this one. Disney Star Wars is way different than George Lucas Star Wars. And you could tell that how they picked up the movie with Sidious, they were trying to crap on the movie. But if they do make the next 3, I think these 3 will still top whatever next 3, whatever movie or show that comes next. Because any more that they try to tweak with the story or add to it is going to become more and more Disney. I'm making all this hand gestures with my camera, but you can't see them. But my hand gestures are how I feel about Disney. Okay? Why? If the rights to Star Wars got sold to someone else, I'd probably be happy with the Star Wars movies out of the hands of Disney. Okay? I'll just say that. Because I'm tired of them ruining things that were once good, like The Simpsons. You know. A lot of the shows and other stuff that are now owned by Disney, you know. Some Disney things are well made, or they're all right, or whatever. To end, I'll just say that it's not an action movie that you want to go see because of the action. It's not. It's not the action movie that you want to go see because of the action. It is not an espionage movie. It is not a war movie. It is not what you would guess it would be by the name of it being Star Wars. Star Wars, I usually think of as people jumping around, lightsabers, you know, John Williams music playing in the background with an upbeat tempo. It's not like that at all. The whole series is not like that. It's vaguely bad in its own right. And I understand that now more than I did as a kid. In terms of, you know, what makes a movie good or bad, or dialogue good or bad. But it doesn't justify, because it isn't justified because Star Wars is a space opera. Now, I explained this already in another video of mine. Star Wars is a space opera. It's all it is. And we need to start looking at Star Wars in the lens of, this is a big story that jumps around. It's imperfect. But Star Wars is good because the story is imperfect. And because you go to see Star Wars because the action justifies all the bad stuff that happened. The action of the movie is the most critical thing that is missing. And that is my take on Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. I'm done for today talking about it. Have a good one.